Yeah, 2 seconds cleave, minus 0.5 seconds per upgrade. Oh, we're not doing the Highlands. Yeah, we don't get a whole lot of crystals on the Highlands, which is my issue. We get a decent amount of the runestones, but... Okay. Not any of the other stuff. Okay. Desert. And we can't go up a difficulty level because I need like 1,000 runestones. I need to get level 2 because it costs 1,000 runestones. It's too expensive. Meta progression, man. If you mean the harder difficulty for level 2, then yeah. Yeah, I've got to get 1,000 of these just to be able to unlock it. Let's grab the magnet range. Okay. I don't think we need the arrow this time, so let's go tornado. And orbital fire, we might just end up picking up everything. Which is kind of good, bad. We'll see. Okay, base damage by 1, because we still haven't actually upgraded that one. Which I think we want to. Spear still feels like it's probably the most powerful weapon that I've got in my lineup. There we go. And so I want to probably always pick it and try and get that cooldown low. Yeah, it's the most powerful starting weapon and fairly powerful when upgraded. Part of it is the spear does not miss. Almost every other weapon has a pretty low hit rate comparatively. You know, how often is the fireball on the wrong side of me? How often does do the bones just fly past an enemy because the hitbox is kind of small? How often is the cleave pointed in the wrong direction because I have to back away from enemies because it's not quite big enough to hit them? You know, how often do the tornadoes kill only 2 enemies because they're flying away from the largest group of enemies? Whereas the spears always hit. And that makes them so much more effective. And they hit with a decent amount of damage, good AoE, and the cooldown can go down. The vines so you can walk a path. They don't last long enough, though. And they don't do enough damage either. What the hell is this? I have like 4 items and it's still not giving me anything cool. Any good upgrades? Oh, there's a treasure chest down here. I mean, I'll take what I can get, I guess. And so some of the other ones seem like they'd be pretty good with enough upgrades. Like the cleave one seems like it could get pretty gnarly if I can max it out. Because, you know, if I had effectively a damage AoE emitting from whatever direction I'm facing at high speeds, that would mean I could just literally cleave through most groups. The only problem is that takes, I mean, that would take at least 10 just attack speed upgrades just to get to a reasonable level at baseline. And maybe like 6 or 7, normally. Like for the fire orbital, if I could just double the amount of them, it would quickly become actually really absurd. I don't have upgrades in many of them yet. I actually have quite a number of upgrades. Spear's the one I've focused on the most, but even at base level, the spear was rather good. In fact, actually, the spear was better before I got that one upgrade. I think I'm thinking more about it. I'm almost wondering if it was actually a mistake to make it 0.15. I think 0.2 being the base, and instead of the upgrade just changing with the base cooldown reduction, you know, instead of changing it one way or another, I think what it does is quite literally, they forgot to switch the negative to a positive, or the positive to a negative or something like that. I could be quite wrong, but still. There's a positive, the the vines could get busted if you could just stand on them. Yeah, it's just at the moment. Stop giving me these. I've got 4. What? This is why I'm worried about deck bloat. There's a very real possibility you could end up with just non-stop new items for the X number of levels, and it's just, what the hell? That is a huge cactus. And yeah, the problem is the vines always appear where there are no enemies. That was part of the reason why I was hoping it would be more like holy water. Because holy water lasts just long enough to do damage to a lot of enemies and flies to where they are, as opposed to emitting around me. Deck bloat was an issue in Rogue Tower for sure. Yup. Has that gotten any updates? I keep looking to see if they've changed anything, and apart from some tweaks in the April Fool stuff, it seems like they mostly just ditched that game as soon as it came out. I could be wrong, but it looked pretty limited. I haven't been any updates, unfortunately. Damn. Because that was one of those games that I sincerely felt like if they were able to be quick on the draw about updates, oh, did I kill the boss and forget to get the chest? Whatever. I'll either find it or I won't. But this is so much more valuable. Oh, they're supposedly working on a big update. Yeah, that'd be good. My big worry is that by the time it comes out, no one will care. Oh, there's the boss. But if they'd been really quick on the draw with updates and had like some really solid ideas right from the get-go, I'm gonna waste all of my money grabbing these. So I think I'm just gonna grab arrow. At least the arrow is like kind of vaguely useful, even without everything. I don't know. Is there a limit to how many tornadoes you can get? I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. But I think in Rogue Tower's case, they were not expecting to have the success that they got, and it was just kind of a hobby experimental game that they'd put together for funsies, and all of a sudden it's like people give a shit about the game, and they weren't ready to like add new features or even really balance it that well. Yeah, here's the problem with the fire. If you get some enemies inside, not much you can do about it. Let's see, more magnet range? Absolutely. I want to be able to absorb everything on the screen. There we go. I like how it is literally just a slime that somebody jammed a magnet into. Ooh, haven't seen this boss before. Big flaming cactus schmuck. Well, while that goes, we might as well just explore, find things. Because of my pickup radius, I don't have to worry too much about EXP not getting back to me. There we go. Didn't take too much. A lot of resources. Yeah, the problem is, I now have, what, 5 items, and I'm getting upgrades for all of them. And oddly enough, it likes to do this thing where it's just like, hey, do you want tornado upgrade, or tornado upgrade? I kind of want to upgrade my spears as opposed to tornadoes. I almost feel like you need to be able to select more options than just 3, or something to this extent. It's not too bad. But I don't want bow upgrades, but it effectively forced it down my throat, and then it's just like, hey, more bow. And maybe it'll be an upgrade that exists, and we just have to find it. I hope that's the case. But yeah, it keeps giving me this just like, hey, but bow? And I'm like, ugh. Rogue Tower also has the issue where you get multiple of the same upgrade in the selection, and you don't have any rerolls at all. Yeah, this specific system I think can be really compelling, but I feel like it's very dangerous if you don't give players enough options. That I still go back to Nova Drift. Oddly enough, I'd even say Nova Drift is a bullet heaven before bullet heavens were a thing. And I think Nova Drift solved this problem before the problem ever even really existed within this genre. And I'm surprised more of these games haven't learned from it. Let's get our damage up to 7. I think that's enough to kill the bugs. I really do not like those mudmen popping up. They will 100% pop up right on top of you. I'm curious how the Rogue Tower modding scene has gone. Because I remember there were a couple. And some of them were rather life-changing. It was very odd because like 1 or 2 of them were like life-changing in a way that like this game desperately, the base game desperately needed them. And the developers didn't want it. I don't remember what it was though. Because yeah, it's been a little bit since I've last gone back to that game. Okay, AoE size. Well, I will say we are getting enough upgrades for this spear that we're not hamstrung yet. And, you know, credit where credit is due. The tornadoes are exactly what I was looking for. I'm still gonna stick with the spears, but the tornadoes are enough that they can actually mow through an entire area. So I might actually put some more effort into them when I get the chance. Yeah, they really do push the enemies back in whatever direction they're going. And they have enough of a cooldown. They have enough of a cooldown that we always generally have one set going. So what it does is it creates a good safety buffer for me. Maybe not in the direction that I want it to be, but enough of one that I can stay there and not worry about taking as much damage. So, big props on the tornadoes. Couple of upgrades and then they quickly actually become pretty good. Let's see. Kind of scoot. Get a decent chunk of money. AoE size or number? Now let's go number. At this point my spears have a decent chunk of AoE. Here's something. It feels like the tornadoes could scale out of control. The fact that you can create so many of them and they have a long-lasting multi-hit potential. You know, they're not great early on, but as a secondary powerhouse in a late game upgrade, I think it might actually be one of the more powerful ones because yeah, it just mows through a group. The only problem is they're not reliable. And so you can't rely on them in the same way that you can with certain other weapons. Hello, worm. Okay, AoE size or nope. Keep reducing that spear cooldown. I don't think we're gonna get it down to 0.8, but we can definitely get it to wallop. There we go. Gotta keep my distance. Because, yeah, health is sparse on this guy. Gal. Well, cooldown's going down. We might actually be able to do busted spears again. So much of it boils down to having that that magnet range carries. Okay, increases the number by 1? Yes. There we go. Okay. Increases the number or the size? Size. I'm not really even interested in investing in damage for them at the moment. They do enough. Attack size or cooldown? It's not much, but if I could have two waves of tornadoes just going ham, it would be in a good spot. I just don't think we're gonna level fast enough to get it. It kind of reminds you of Bite Path. I can see that, but I don't like the dev of Bite Path. Yeah, speaking of devs that went on the deep end in crypto, he was one of them. And got, like, weirdly mad at all of us for saying, like, hey, dude, like, this is not great. Let's see. Speed or attack size? Big! I do not like the Mudmen waves, because they invalidate my safety zone. Like, the tornadoes are fast enough that they can kind of go around it. Spears feel real random. I think they're totally random on who they target, but they always hit, which is what makes them so good. There you go. Let's see. AoE size. Increased damage. Oh, we've never actually gotten the damage passed. We got the number to 10. Let's go damage. We want my spears to one-shot everything they hit. Ideally find a merchant if we can. Oh, there's something at the very least. Okay. Increase number by an additional 1? Hell yeah. It looks like it might not give me any more things, or I don't know how it's handling RNG on giving me these items, because for a while it was like very aggressively trying to get me to pick up new things, and now it's stopped entirely. Let's do damage, but I probably should do AoE after this. I just don't know how tough these suckers are. Nah, more tornado. Boy, I wonder... It's very unlikely, but it would be really juicy if you could actually get a run where it goes so hard on tornadoes that you just puff out a circle of tornado. Let's see, do we increase their damage? No, we increase their number. They do enough. Okay. Yeah. I'll eat my words on this one. But yeah, we haven't seen any of the other weapons show up for a while, and we definitely also have not gotten a whole lot of golden arrow upgrades. So I'm actually really curious about how that all is supposed to work. No. The goodies. The sweet loot. Just press space, as though I could dodge. Ow. Oh. Or, you know, the barrier just encloses me. Well, it's fine. Yeah, that could have been better. Oh well. Let's see. First and foremost, we gotta grab this. And then maybe we take another ogle on the tornadoes. Oh, increased knockback power. I will keep that in mind. Okay, so I'm gonna have to kill some chickens. Go for the cleave size on this. And size banners increased by 10%. Both of those are actually really, really good. Next question. Can I I can't unlock Conrad. Oh well. Alright. So let's try that again. But let's go to the Highlands. Wait, size banners increased by an additional 10%. So would it be 20%? I'm pretty sure yes. Which I feel like would be really nutty. So we're going to try and go for Spears and Wind again. Because Wind was such a ridiculous powerhouse once I got, you know, just even the first couple upgrades on it. Because the first level is kind of trash. But once you get like 4 of them in play, cool down a little bit. You don't even need to invest too much in size or damage. And it's enough. Okay. Increase damage by 2. Yeah, that's going to be huge. That effectively is going to save me on multiple upgrades. Vines could be an interesting tertiary. Maybe. I just feel like with the tornadoes, I don't think the vines would ever be in play. But I'll try it anyway. Arrow, bone shot, or orbital fire. The vines keep spawning behind you. I think the vines spawn next to me. Is the answer. But since I'm always moving, it's more or less behind me. Let's grab the money. I don't know how much I care. But no, with how this game works, I almost feel like you should be capped on 4 weapons or something to that extent. Maybe later on it's not so bad. Okay. Increased number. We want the tornadoes to be capable of plowing through rat hordes. Okay, increase attack size? Yeah. No, I need to go the other direction. I need to go this way. There we go. That works. There we go. Increased number. Well, they're starting to come in real clutch. Because one of the big issues on this map is that the sheer quantity of rats are really hard to work with, to say the least. Like, there's just tons of them. They don't have much HP, but it's enough that they'll just kind of mow you down. And unless you have really good AoE, you're just gonna have trouble getting through them. Let's see, decrease that cooldown? Yeah. I'd like to upgrade the spears further, but I don't know. Seems like Wind Wall is kind of the way to go. Especially if we can get that knockback upgrade on the next... Well, maybe not the next run. It's a little expensive. I'm getting chipped here, and there's so many of them. Right, there's my tornadoes, but I'm getting clucked. Okay. There we go. There's a heart. And one of the other big requirements I'm thinking is, yeah, getting that extra magnet range is critical. If we can't get that, we probably just can't level up. See, the vines are great. Haven't really been seeing them hitting here. Okay, digs for loot, digs for loot. Okay, damage, reduce cooldown, reduce cooldown. We need the spears. Yeah, I think this boss just doesn't have AI. I think it just exists. Okay. And my tornadoes do not have the damage. Ooh. Come on. There we go. They don't quite have the damage to carry. At least they can't kill the fairies in 1 or 2 shots. I think the fairies have like 6 or 9 HP. And there's the weird eyeball monsters. Ugh. There it is. I don't even necessarily care. Let's see, further attack size. Yep. Okay, cooldown rate. I don't want to go shopping while we're here. He does have movement speed increase, mining increase. And large stack of runes. Let's grab Drilla, health. And then as many souls as we can get. The rest of these would be lovely, but I think I can't really pull it at the moment. Okay, now my spears are in a better spot. Oof. Now, I really want to increase the tornado damage, but have not seen any of those options go by. Oh, there's something there. Oh, there's another chest. Okay, well, I'm not dead yet. Which feels kind of weird. Grab that. Okay, here we go. Well, credit where credit is due. Drilla definitely does drill. Grab, get some HP. Alright. I'm not absolutely toasted. In fact, doing weirdly well. There's a lot of money here, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get at it. Increased number. Is there just no way to increase tornado damage? I think that might actually be the case. Grab that interesting, different weird Minotaur boss. Number. Let's do AoE size. And the giant vines. Oh, this is big. If we can get another. Especially if we can get the one that increases just flat damage. I do like the boss variety. Yeah, I'm quite surprised by that. Most of them, admittedly, are just dudes that float at you. Sometimes they're dudes that float at you menacingly. Some that just float in a general direction. And holy shit, how am I supposed to deal with this? Oh, you can increase tornado damage. We're doing it. And magnet range. I forgot we didn't even have that yet. Yeah. Okay. not perfect. And just keep going tornado damage. No. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. How the shit. Ha. Halt. Hit. It is. Grab a smidge. And try not to take too much damage running through this. Increased number by... Sure. I should probably focus more on my spear. Oh, we killed the boss here. Rad. Just in time for some new big bad boy to show up. Let's see. Increased damage? Sure. Okay. Well, decent number of crystals. Increased number, increased number. And getting those knockback upgrades on this would probably go dang far. Oh. You know the bones? I kind of besmirched them and have ignored them. They're not actually that bad. Because most of the enemies here are huge. So they're getting blasted. Just don't do enough damage to kill. There we are. That's a little better. Okay, we have a mining node here. We have fairies that represent a problem. Now, I'm just going to keep increasing the damage on my tornadoes. Because if we can have the tornadoes actually gib, like fairies, for example, or even the giant rock golems, that puts us in a very good spot. Okay. Let's go back to upgrading my spear a bit. We have not bothered with them. I think they're just not quite comprehensive enough. But I think I want to go back to that. Because as much as I like the, oh, that is the best boss. Just the derpiest looking chicken with a helmet on. Why not? Let's see. Increased number? Yeah. And it is now dead. There we go. Let's see. Increase attack size further. Yeah. Let's make these tornadoes stupid. I mean, we've already established that oh god. I mean, it's fine here. But we've already established that the tornadoes are the main reason why I'm having a reasonable shot at this. There's other factors, but the tornadoes are carrying. Please aim at them. I don't think the tornadoes really fire in the direction you're facing. I think that's just a convenient lie we tell ourselves to make them seem a little bit more competent. However, if you get such a large AoE, it doesn't matter what direction you're shooting them in, because they'll just hit it anyway. I mean, we're at near a 50% arc radius here. Okay. Well, it's working though. I've profited this run. Yeah, I mean, if we can actually clear this one, and we might, because I don't see a special boss at the end of this one. At least there's no special marker for it. So I might actually be able to make my way out of here like a bandit, without having to get clobbered by a wall. The fact that the wall is one of the most deadly things in this game is kind of, well, I mean, it makes sense, kind of. Increased number. I'm curious what would happen if I actually had maximum bone. Okay, and I need to not be in here. Because I'm not too afraid of the Sunflower of Doom, but if it traps me in a corner, I'm in a bad spot. There we go. Oh, there's a mining point to the right? Alright. We'll go grab it. If I can. I have minimal control over anything that goes on here. I just hope for the best. Okay. Might just be the best I've got for the time being. I was just thinking to myself, man, my cooldowns feel like they could be pushed even further. And the answer is, yup. Okay, decreased bone cooldown? Yeah. They're not that huge, but they're very good at keeping the big guys off of me. Especially if we get lucky and get a couple more upgrades. There we go. Look at all these things. Okay, so there was a... Oh yeah, there was a mine out here. Main problem is, once again, we're kind of at the mercy of the wind wall for where we go. Let's see, are there shops on the map? There are, but I have to find them. And they're not easy to find. Let's see, damage by 2, damage by 1. No, let's just keep going hard tornado. Because the tornado hits enemies frequently. The bonus under your control at least. Kind of. But I do find a lot of enemies will 100% find the safety zone between the bones. And that can be a bit gnarly. Okay. But yeah, the tornado is doing something that none of the other weapons are, which is large-scale AoEs. And so, you know, the spears kind of did it. But they weren't very good at clearing, like, large quantities of groups, because their AoE was fundamentally kind of small. Here, the AoE is huge and sweeps. And creates this beautiful, beautiful safety zone for me. Do we want to go just more Tangle Vines instead of tornado damage? No, we go tornado damage. Because more vines is nice. I really wish they were random. Or would, like, grow out of me or something. Or something. Oh, nope, here's the boss. It's Odin. The fundamental problem is actually hitting him is hard. Well, that went poorly. He does 30 damage. Just touching me. Well, I've got him down to 210. Nope. Wait, I got him. 10 HP to spare. That was freaking close. Level 30 tornadoes. Go figure. Alright. Decent setup. Let's see what we got. And yeah, we never killed the bombfly. It just left. So, do we want to unlock Spirit Hunter Conrad? Probably. What else do we have? Because I could get more shops. We could get extra soul drop rate, which is pretty good. Chests open a little faster. Magic mine. More health. And Grand Hex. Okay, we'll get Conrad. So what else do we have? Oh, collectibles last longer. That's pretty big. Chests open a bit faster. I might want to try and get Grand Hex, but let's finish upgrading what we've got before I think about unlocking anything new. Let's see. I mean, Tornado Knockback is... pretty good. I guess I probably should have got the those upgrades. But now tornadoes have plus 20% knockback. Though I'm curious how that actually factors as far as math goes. Okay, so what else do we have? Collectible life, and we can't see anything else. Well, start a new run, and let's see what Conrad can do. Knockback is 3 times stronger. Oh.